Hi, I'm Michael Sills, Athletic Director for Fayetteville-Cumberland Parks and Recreation. Thank you for registering your child in our youth sports program. We want every child to have a safe and enjoyable experience, so we have prepared some basic information about Fayetteville-Cumberland Parks and Recreation programs, policies, and procedures, as well as frequently asked questions to give you a better understanding of what to expect and what you can do to help your child have a safe and successful season. Thank you.
Hi everyone, my name's Jessica.
And I'm Walker.
And we're here today from Fayetteville-Cumberland Parks and Recreation to answer your frequently asked questions. Walker, tell me, how do I find out what team my child's on?
After drafts are conducted, your coach will give you a call. If you have not heard from your coach after a couple of days, give the Recreation Center a call and we can help you out with that answer.
But what if I don't like the team that my child is drafted onto? Can you switch it?
In the interest of fair play, no. Once drafts are conducted and rosters are set, players will not be traded to other teams. The coaches, however, have an hour after the drafts are done to trade players.
Walker, my child's very talented. Can he play up an age group?
Yes, with the exception of football. You can play up 1 year in age. You would fill out a play at request form and a skills assessment may be deemed necessary.
That's perfect. Now where will our games and practices be held?
Fayetteville-Cumberland Parks and Recreation tries to get most of your practices as close to your home recreation center as possible by using local schools, parks, and other facilities in the area.
Now do I actually have to stay at the games and practices?
It is strongly suggested that you do stay at the games and practices. If problems were to occur, it would be great if you were around.
That sounds like a perfect idea. Now when will the games begin?
Please see your Recreation Center for exact dates on when games will start. However, usually it's 4 to 6 weeks after your drafts are conducted.
Now can I request a refund if I'm unhappy with the program?
You can. Prior to your first game, you can receive a full refund for your participation.
Are games and practices canceled for school functions or other individual activities?
With the exception of end-of-grade testing, it is impossible to cater to everybody's individual needs.
Who do I contact if I need to file a complaint about my coach?
Please contact your Recreation Center staff immediately when you have a problem with a coach or anything associated with sports. The more we know, the sooner we know, the better.
That sounds great. Now are tournaments played in all age groups?
They are not. 5- and 6-year-olds, 7- and 8-year-olds do not participate in end-of-season tournaments, but everybody else does.
Thanks for all of your answers, Walker. Folks, these are just a short grouping of questions that we receive frequently with Parks and Recreation. In the event you have additional questions not answered here, please contact your local recreation center and they'd be happy to help you out.
And have an awesome season.
This just in, parents gone bad. Parents are taken away in handcuffs after a brawl has broken out at a local game. Stay tuned for more details. Back to you.
Well, we certainly don't want any of our parents to end up in the breaking news scenario. Parents should be encouraging, positive, and in control, whether your child is doing well or not. Here are some signs that will help identify characteristics of an ideal sports parent or a nightmare sports parent. Overemphasizing sports at the expense of sportsmanship. Encouragement is crucial, especially when things aren't going well on the field. Having different goals than your child. Jot down a list of what you want for your child during their sports season and have your child do the same. Vastly different lists are a red flag. Treating your child differently after a loss than a win. Undermining the coach. Young athletes need a single instructional voice during the games. That voice has to be the coach. Do not second guess the coach on the ride home. Living your own athletic dream through your child. A sure sign is the parent taking credit when the child has done well. Another symptom is when the outcome of a game means more to a parent than to the child. Now the following are things that every parent can do to be an ideal sports parent. cheer everybody on the team, not just your child. Parents should attend as many games as possible and be supportive. Continue to make positive comments even when the team is struggling. Model appropriate behavior. When a parent projects poise, control, and confidence, the young athlete is likely to do the same. And when a parent doesn't dwell on a tough loss, the young athlete will be enormously appreciative. Know what is suitable to discuss with the coach. The mental and physical treatment of your child and advice on how to help them improve is absolutely appropriate. Know your role. Everyone at a game is either a player, a coach, an official, or a spectator. Choose one. Be a good listener and a great encourager. When your child is ready to talk about a game or has a question about the sport, be all ears. Above all, be positive. Be your child's biggest fan.
Hello, my name is James McMillan and I'm the Recreation Division Manager for Fayetteville-Cumberland Parks and Recreation. Over the years, I've had various roles from spectator, scorekeeper, counselor, official, coach, and manager, but none more important than the role I share with you as parent. Parental guidance is vital in the development of our children, and with positive parental involvement, youth athletics can foster necessary qualities and traits that will help your child be successful in life. Distinguishing attributes such as character, ethics, teamwork, accountability, sportsmanship, and confidence all are part of a desirable skill set that can be acquired through youth sports. As parents, we have the responsibility to lead our children by example. And believe me, our children emulate what they see. Children are very creative, but they seldom do anything that they haven't seen an adult do first. That's why it's so important that we, as parents, adhere to the expectations listed in the Parks and Recreation's Code of Conduct. Treat everyone with dignity and respect. Use appropriate language, volumes, and tones. Become knowledgeable and supportive of all guidelines and rules. Cheer in a positive manner, and when in doubt, you guessed it, remain silent. As a parent, I know you, just like me, are very proud of your children. Now it's our turn to make our children proud of us.
What does Fayetteville-Cumberland Parks and Recreation do to keep their children safe?
That's a great question, Brittany. In light of all of the events in the national media recently, Fayetteville-Cumberland Parks and Recreation has recognized the need to educate not only our coaches, but our players, parents, and spectators about the importance of detecting child abuse. Fayetteville-Cumberland Parks and Recreation also offers a program to all of our after-school children that educates them about different types of behavior and teaches them the importance of speaking out about inappropriate behavior and actions and who they can contact in times of need.
Now tell me, Jessica, what can parents do to keep their children safe?
Brittany, there's a number of things that parents can do to try to keep their children safe. First and foremost, parents, become knowledgeable of signs of child abuse, perpetrators, prevention methods, and warning signs. Educate your child on what's appropriate and inappropriate behavior and also what they can do in questionable situations. Make sure that you talk to your child and also provide enough time and attention for them when they are trying to tell you something. They need to know that they can come to you with information or questions about anything. Make sure that you know the adults and children with whom your child is spending time. Be careful about allowing your child to spend time alone or in out-of-the-way places with other adults or children. Immediately contact the Recreation Center if you suspect that your child or someone else's child is being abused.
Hello everyone, my name is Ernie Fisher. I'm the officials assigner for the Fayetteville-Cumberland County Parks and Rec Sports. Thank you for the opportunity to talk today. I wanted to talk to you briefly about our officiating program. We have many opportunities from kids beginning at age 14 all the way through to the adults that allow them to officiate sometimes for the very first time. For the junior officials, ages 14 to 17, we have a great developmental and educational program where they go through life skills, training for rules, and then scrimmages just before they get onto the field or onto the court to officiate. These are 14 to 16-year-olds quite nervous when they get out there, but they get out there and it takes a lot of courage to do that. Oftentimes, as spectator fans, when we come out to watch our family members and our friends to play their sports on weeknights and weekends, we get quite excited and sometimes we can be very loud. And it's great when you're loud and get excited. We just hope that we can ask you to be very encouraging to the players and shout out positive comments. As players, coaches, and officials, it's a very nerve-wracking opportunity to come out and get on the floor and get out on the field and have you come out there and watch us. But we look forward to it and it's so exciting. So we'd like to leave you with a simple thought. Let the players play. Let the coaches coach and let the officials officiate. We encourage you always to shout out positive comments and let them all know that you're enjoying the game. Officials are going to be nervous out there just like the players. We're not going to get everything right, but we will be impartial and we'll do our very best to make the game enjoyable and fair.
The Junior Official and Junior Scorekeeping Program here with Fayetteville-Cumberland Parks and Recreation is a collaboration between youth development and the athletic department. This gives teens the opportunity to learn how to keep score as well as officiate sports. This opportunity is available for teens 14 to 18 years old. It's a 6-week program that teaches life skills, conflict resolution, as well as decision making. You can register for this program at any of your local recreation centers.
It's time now to get into some of the sport-specific information dealing with your sport of basketball. Timing rules. Games will consist of 4 8-minute quarters with a running clock until the last 2 minutes of the second and fourth quarters. Note, in the 8U, 10U, and 12U leagues, each quarter will be divided into 2 4-minute subquarters for substitution purposes. There will be a 5-minute halftime and a 4-minute overtime period with a regulation clock and will be an extension of the fourth quarter. The exception to this is the 8U league will not play overtime. Player participation requirement for 8U, 10U, and 12U leagues. Each player must play at least 4 minutes each quarter. An official timeout will be called at the 4-minute mark of each quarter for substitutions. No substitutions prior to or after the 4-minute mark, with the exception of injury or ejection. All play rule does not apply in overtime. If a team that has less than 10 players present, some players will be allowed to play more than the minimum amount of time required. Example, Team A has only 9 players at the game. Team A would be allowed to play 1 player more than the minimum amount. Player participation requirement for 14U and 17U leagues. Each player must play in each quarter. Coaches not complying with the minimum play requirement will be suspended according to the Code of Conduct. All play requirement does not apply during overtime. Coaches are not obligated to play an individual the minimum time under the following conditions. A player is late for the game. The player had an unexcused absence from practice a week prior to the game. Parents are encouraged to communicate with the coach to discuss absences. A player has been a discipline problem, or a player has an injury that prevents them from playing. Ball size. 8U, 10U, and 12U boys and all girls leagues will use an intermediate 28.5. 14U and 17U boys will use a standard 30. Goal height. The 8U league will be an 8-foot goal. The 10U through 17U will be a 10-foot goal. Free throw distance. 8U will be 12 feet. 10U will be 12 or 15 feet. 12U through 17U will be 15 feet. Can a player foul out? 8U, yes, on the 6th foul. 10U through 17U, yes, on the 5th foul. Backcourt pressing. Pressing is not allowed in the 8U league. In the 10U league, you can press the last 2 minutes of the 4th quarter unless you're leading by 15 points or more. In the 12U league, you can press the entire second half unless leading by 15 points or more. 14U and 17U leagues, you can press anytime unless you're leading by 15 points or more. The penalty for the violation. The first offense will be a warning. Starting with the second offense, a technical foul will be assessed to the offending team, and the offended team will be awarded 2 free throws and the ball. The coach will not be ejected for these violations. Pressing in the backcourt is when the defensive player is guarding or pressuring the offensive player before they have had a chance to cross half court. 3 seconds. The ball must be in the team's front court, which is the side the team is shooting on. The violation occurs if the player has any part of the feet in the lane for 3 or more seconds and makes no attempt to move out of the lane. There is no 3-second violation during a shot attempt. 3-second violation is not enforced in the 8U age group. There are some new rules for the 8U league. All held balls will stay with the offense. Players will now foul out on their 6th foul. Defense must stay inside the 3-point line until the offense with the ball crosses midcourt. Note, these rules were adopted in an effort to decrease rough play and increase player safety. If you have any more questions about our points of emphasis for basketball, you can find our information on our website or you can contact your local recreation center.
Hello, I'm Michael Gibson, Fayetteville-Cumberland Parks and Recreation Director. Thank you for participating in our parents' meeting. One of the things that we've been trying to do is inform you as to how the programs operate. Hopefully we've done a good job in that. One of the main things that we'd like to make sure that you understand is that you are the people that we're trying to provide the best programming to. So if there's anything that you can see that we can better the program with, please let us know. Again, thank you for coming, and as we all try to do, let's make this a better place to live. Take care.